People often ask my team and I, what is your leadership transformation process about? Can you describe it? Well, let me try. First of all, our leadership transformation process is a process. It is not training. It is a comprehensive dive into leadership principles, self-awareness, and best practice methodologies to help you raise your ability to gain trust with the people that you lead and that you lead with. It is also designed to increase your effectiveness and to help you to transition into leadership that works in today's world, where people respond not to authority, but to influence. So let me describe the process. It is a 13-session, 3-hour each session process that typically takes somewhere between a year to 14 months to complete. The first 4 sessions are designed to help you become aware of what small pivots that you need to make in your behaviors, in your self-narratives that drive those behaviors, and ultimately it leads to a change in results. So the first part of the process really is a master class in emotional intelligence. How to lead from a place of vulnerability, transparency, and authenticity, which are the foundations of leadership today. The second 4 or 5 sessions is meant to teach you methods and to give you tools so that you can actually put into practice the concepts that you have just learned about in the first 4 or 5 weeks. It is highly practical. What our clients tell us is they begin to see significant changes in themselves and in their teams within 3 to 4 weeks after the process begins. The last 4 weeks are what we call our maintenance phase. They are designed to reduce the amount of, I would call it, backward progress that it's easy to do, because the hardest thing to work on and to change is human behavior, because our behaviors have been impacted by messages that have been given to us by all kinds of people over 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And to think that just overnight those patterns are going to shift is not realistic. So when high pressure comes, or we're tired or exhausted, or we don't feel appreciated, we often resort back to patterns or old muscle memory. This process is about catching that old muscle memory and getting yourself back on track with the new muscle memory. So it has a maintenance phase, it has a practical phase, and it has a deep dive self-awareness phase in order to transform your effectiveness as a leader. Now, there's a couple of other components you need to know about. It has a coaching component. Often, after we gain people's trust, they begin to reach out to us outside of the sessions themselves to talk about things, and we don't just talk to allow them to feel better. We don't triangulate. If they come to us, we give them solid, frank advice, but they are expected to take that and act on that advice and to solve the problem that they came to us with. So there is ongoing coaching as needed. There's also a really cool component that we call our PDP or ProScan assessment. Now, many organizations, really all they offer is an assessment. The assessment is really, it's really powerful. It helps you to understand what are you like in your best version of yourself. And in those moments that you're not in your best version of yourself, what is the impact of that on a team? And how do you begin to minimize getting into what we call your backup style? It is powerful. People cannot believe that we can gain the information about you in such a simple, short process. However, you just need to know it's not the process, it's just a tiny, tiny sliver. But it helps us to get the ground running in terms of developing trust with you and helping you to get momentum already in quick change. A couple things. It is it looks simple. It took us 23 years to create, to refine, to recreate, and refine again the process so that it takes complex concepts and puts them in very simple terms that can be easily transferred, taught, and scaled throughout your organization. Lastly, it's very sticky. Our clients tell us that they use terms and language that we have introduced to them for years after they have been with us. So we're really proud of this process. Most of all, we heard today in one of our sessions, over and over again, our facilitator in the kickoff said, "What have you learned about this process from other people?" And 1/2 of these participants said, "I've heard this is a life-altering process, both professionally and personally." I want to encourage you to invest in yourself. Invest in your team. Invest in your career. Invest in your family. This process will push you. It will change you. It will help you to grow and to become an even more effective version of yourself. I hope to see you soon in one of our processes. Take care.